Brews Nerdy Reviews. It's Ty,
And Kev.
and we just got back from Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Probably the best movie I've seen so far of 2017, and it's nice to actually say that we've had a successful woman-led superhero movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, this is filled with spoilers, so we're going to talk as if you guys have already seen the movie.
Good call
and if you
with that.
haven't, I don't know what you're doing right now. Get to it. So Ty, I mean, overall impression of the film. When you left, what were your first thoughts?
When I left Friday night or Saturday night from seeing the
Oh, that's
movie,
right, it's all twice. Whichever one.
I was completely shocked of how well it was. I know I heard the critics were giving it good reviews, and I'm not a fan of listening to critics. I like to give my own opinion, but the chemistry between Chris Pine and Gal Gadot on that whole level was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
I want to talk.
chemistry.
Yeah, I just want to talk about how like you bring a man in from this dark, grim world that's everything that's not Themyscira,
Yeah.
and he wanders into Themyscira, this bright island, excluded from everything, and you get this woman, Diana, who is so naive to everything that man's world has to give,
Mhm.
and just the comedy elements they had together was just perfect.
Yeah, this movie, it hit on all the right notes, and it's very I'm very happy to see DC finally. I hope like getting things together,
Yep.
getting into a spot where I think they're gonna feel really comfortable, and hopefully it just keeps going up and up from here. But I mean, when I say like hit on all the right notes, you know, it had very it had comedic moments, but it
Mhm.
wasn't overdone.
Nope.
They were like placed in there perfectly.
But it was the right way to do it too, because
Yeah.
like I said, she was very naive to how man's world is. Like
Sure.
with ice cream, with the babies running around,
Yeah,
just about
It
like
was so
sleeping together, just like little things that you wouldn't think that would be funny.
yeah,
That when you get this person who hasn't interacted with any of this environment
yeah.
sees for the first time, especially her reactions. Just as an actress, she did phenomenal. Like I said, her reactions during when she's like looking around to seeing all these injured soldiers, it's the first time she's actually seeing this pain and this misery
She's
in this
heard
world
of
that she
war.
wants to protect.
Yeah. She's heard of war. She's
Yeah.
heard the stories, but this is the first time she's actually seeing and taking in what the aftermath of what war causes. And what I was gonna say is as well, yeah, the comedic moments and the charming moments. I mean,
Mhm.
Gal Gadot, unbelievable. And we
Yeah.
can talk about her in a sec, but there was just so many emotional moments in this movie, and I think a lot of people are going to leave this movie and they're going to realize just how important of a film it is.
Mhm.
To see, you know, this is the first time that, well, maybe not the first time, but we were talking earlier just how there's been female-led
Movies.
female-led movies, and you know, this one I think is going to be very successful.
Yeah.
And just what I loved is, and there's so many things that I loved, but one in particular was how she, you know, she just couldn't believe that, just the way that like they were handling war, and she thought, all I have to do is this and this, and then it stops, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it could get really cheesy, but it didn't.
No, I don't think
She was believable when she said that, and her mind was just trying to, you know, wrap around everything that was going on.
And if you think about it, like she had the mind of like not like a child, because she was smart and she was athletic. She's very strong, very powerful. But as I say, as a child, like the innocence to a child, because she's not thinking that man has more complex, that they just have bad in them. She thinks that Ares, the god of war, is giving this bad to the humans.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she's like, I just need to do this, take out Ares, and everything will be good. Which is, it's not true. It's more complex than that. But it's just that naiveness that she had that made her believe it. And I think Gal Gadot did an excellent job portraying that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is with Ares, I didn't know that we were actually going to see the physical representation of Ares. I thought maybe what they were going to do, and I would have been okay with, was have Ares is more of an idea.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why like Steve and them were just, you know,
they were cracking jokes at it a lot.
We can't understand where you know, we're so used to like this is how war is. It's not just this figure that is once this figure is destroyed, then everything negative that comes from war is also destroyed. And that was her belief, and she was sticking to that, but she made it so convincing.
Yeah.
And it was almost heartbreaking in a way, and you could see that with Steve. Is just he's like, I don't know how to explain to you, but it's just, I wish it was just that, but it's not. It's so much more. And I thought the way that was handled was brilliant.
Yes,
brilliant.
And another thing I liked a lot about the movie is like the tones and the themes of it. Like her innocence, obviously we just spoke of that. But when you go from like Themyscira to like just from the fog into the waters of man, like Themyscira is beautiful. It's Paradise Island, they were calling it.
Yeah.
And it looks always sunny. The colors are bright. And then just across the fog, it's just darkness.
Yeah.
When you get to London, he goes, "Welcome to jolly old London," and she's like, "It's hideous," because it's that DC universe. Yeah. It's that darkness. It's gloomy, and it was funny to see how she reacted within that. She was pretty much like the light in that gloominess, especially when she stopped the army in that one area of I don't know if it was in Germany or in Berlin. And they were all cheering for her, and she was on top of the watchtower, and they're all clapping for her and smiling, and they loved it. They enjoyed her, and it was cool to see that someone was bringing that light into the DC universe, because when we've seen Man of Steel, when we've seen Batman vs Superman, it's always been that dark grittiness, and it's good to have that hope. I know we've seen that from her in Batman vs Superman, because she kind of was that light, but it was cool to see that origin story of it.
And what a great movie to have right now in light of what's been happening in our world. I mean, between the bombing in Manchester and everything that's going on. And I think that, because I read, about this movie before seeing it, and a lot of people were, saying this is what Superman should have been. And I think everybody knows I love Man of Steel. I absolutely love Man of Steel. But I see their point, because Wonder Woman is that sense of hope, that light that we need in this darkness.
Especially within the DCEU too, because you can think of it symbolically for the universe itself and the actual movies, because everyone's been hating on the DC movies. They haven't been that great. I know I've enjoyed them, but they haven't been to par. And now we just got this whole lift.
Yeah, it was really nice to see this, and I really I hope it just continues to get better from here. And I think, just a quick side note, I think after this movie, when we see Superman again, I think we're gonna see the Superman that everybody's been wanting to see. Not so much a brooding Superman who's just, I don't know what to do. I can't take this on.
The brute.
Which but I think. I'm trying to stay positive, and I think once everybody sees this, and everybody at Warner Brothers and DC sees everybody's reaction, there's going to be a shift, and a shift that we need.
And I think we still talk about, because I know Steve brought it up earlier, is that how the World War brought the whole movie together, and how it was able to escalate the plot wise, because like we said, she was seeing actual war for the first time, and it actually brings you in the feel wise, because these things actually happen. I know there wasn't a Dr. Poison, but there was gas weapons being used. Millions of people were dying, and the feels you get from that and watching it unfold within a superhero universe kind of helps bring that connection between us and the actual universe.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. The way they portrayed war was very it was very emotional.
Yeah,
it was.
You saw the children crying.
Yeah,
you saw the women just upset about either not seeing their children or their husbands or their boyfriends, and then you see the soldiers coming back with no leg, no arm, and you see Diana the guy with no legs. She's like, we have to help him. He's like, we can't. Like Steve Trevor's like, we can't. We have to do what we need to do to stop this war. That there's going to be casualties.
But I love her responses. Well, why can't we?
Yeah.
And she just shows you that she can.
Especially within the trenches too.
Awesome.
And he's like, we need to go. And she's like, this is what I came here to do. This is what I came here to do. And you see her armor for the first time. And she charged onto the battlefield, which was I'm having chills right now just talking about it because this whole scene was beautifully made.
Oh my god.
And the way it went from step to step, we're running on, blocking the bullets. The people found first it was Steve Trevor and their gang going in, and then once you had the shield down and Steve and his boys were shooting up some of the Germans, you see everyone else running on with them. Like it was just beautifully made. And I think also when we were talking about Steve before, he said that the way the whole story progressed, especially with the shots and how it was edited, it was perfect. You can't go wrong with it. Because,
the flow.
Everything flows
We're gonna
so
point
well.
that out. Yeah, I mean, definitely the flow of the film was there. There was so many, which I'd have to say that DC has done extremely well throughout their films. Is the iconic superhero poses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, taking images, and if you were to just pause that image, I mean, it's literally a comic book image on the screen. The one that you had mentioned where she's down on one knee and has the shield up. I mean, the fight scenes in this movie were incredible. Some of the stuff that they were doing,
especially with the slow-mo intertwined.
It was mind blowing. The scenes, the fight scenes in this, absolutely breathtaking. Just the visuals are stunning, and I'm not a huge 3D movie fan. I think sometimes I think it's very gimmicky, and I don't know, but I have to say this was done very well in 3D, and if you're gonna go see it in 3D.
Yeah, I agree. I did enjoy it more.
Yeah.
And for a 2-hour, 20-minute film, it flies by because you're in it to win it, and it's just from point A to point B very quickly. And not really quickly, but it just feels like that way because the way it was edited.
I enjoyed every second of it. I don't personally think any moment was kind of maybe the last fight scene with Ares I felt could have ended a little sooner. It seemed to just keep going and going and going. But that's just me being nitpicky. I don't know. I guess you want to just kind of overall
let's see.
Ending thought of the film.
Out of out of 10 lassos of truth, what do you rate this movie?
Oh, bro, this has got 10 lassos.
10, I agree. I'm giving it 10. So 10 plus 10, you got 20 lassos out of 10.
Yeah, this.
Well, 20, but
this, just coming from it, this is a movie I want to see multiple times because I think there's a lot of things to take in. It's a very important film, like I had said before. I think a lot of little girls out there are gonna love Wonder Woman and look up to Wonder Woman,
and it's gonna set the standard for more solo films for women to lead.
Yeah, Gal Gadot, I can't stress
Stunning.
enough, is Wonder Woman. I had my doubts before Batman v Superman, and I saw the glimpse, and I was like, okay, I think I'm in. After seeing this and seeing her, there's so many moments where I looked at her and I went, she is Wonder Woman. There's no other way to say it. She absolutely is Wonder Woman, and I couldn't think of anybody else to play her.
Stunning performance. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. Killed it.
She's
more power to her. I can't wait to see her more in this universe.
Me too, dude. It makes me so pumped for Justice League to see her again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But let us know your thoughts. Please go watch the movie.
Yeah.
It is life-changing.
I'm trying to go
within the DC
now
universe.
again if it's possible.
I'll go again. Yeah. I left, I think, with a bigger smile the second time than the first time, to be honest.
Yeah, dude. I'm
IMAX
so
3D.
hyped about this movie. It's unreal. Yeah. I'm so excited.
Go see the movie. We obviously enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed it as well.